Welcome to Maria's Yoga. Today we are going to be working on a basic flow. So I invite you to join me for some breathing, some relaxation, some centering. Let us set an intention today for our practice. And this intention is change. So as you begin to notice yourself here on your mat, notice how once you start to relax into a pose, it changes you. Notice how when you breathe more deeply that you're firing up the breath and helping the body. And then at the end of this practice, really realize the changes that have occurred. So let us begin. We're going to find ourselves moving into a table pose. So you want to bring those beautiful hands and your legs to the earth. Knees are directly under hips, hands under shoulders. Make sure the inner elbows are gazing at each other. Many times you see hyperextension of the elbows going forward, and you want them to be rotated in to activate that tricep. Take a nice deep inhalation. As you exhale, drop your belly and rise up the chin and the hips, just to find this cow pose for a moment. Great time to maybe close the eyes and feel the stretch through the bottom of the chest and through the throat region. Helping stimulate our metabolism here as we lift up the throat, coming into our parathyroid and thyroid glands. As you feel this nice breath, notice the change already. Deepening it, settling you into this moment here. Take another full inhale. As you exhale, come back to that nice neutral table so the crown of the head is forward, tail is going backwards. Left knee will come inward as the right bent knee will rise up towards the stars. Find this nice example of using the strength of the core by zipping in the lower belly. As you exhale, draw the nose and knee towards the heart and feel it really contracting here. Inhale, take the leg back up and rise back up your chin. As you exhale, contract it in by moving the belly out of the way by concaving it. Feel the steadiness through the palms. And then inhale as you rise back up. As you exhale, draw it in using the contraction of the belly. Find your strength here. Next inhalation, rise it up. Finding the core, you want to curl the left toes under, pull in that lower belly, and rise all the way to that three-legged dog. As you're dropping the heart and head, you're pushing through the earth with your palms. You're not cocking open the right shoulder. You're keeping everything squared off so you can be centered and start to find some warmth in the body. Next exhalation, the right knee will come into your heart. Your foot will step in between both of your hands. Bend the back knee slightly to rise the left foot to meet the right. Take an Ardha Uttanasana, which is a halfway forward fold. Take in a deep breath and then fold into your Uttanasana. Now notice here that you can relax the arms by letting the palms face you. You let your tail rise up towards the stars. And you're zipping in the belly so you have room to forward fold. The idea is more weight onto the balls of the feet, less on the heels, and the crown of the head is trying to go in front of the big toes. Now don't judge yourself. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. Let the body naturally fall. Let yourself settle in. And then come back to that intention. I'm slowly changing here. And the only constant that we know is that change is always occurring. Every single moment of every single day. So as we find that transition, we come into the idea that the permanent change will occur, then we can find this peace. As you find this relaxation, this nice forward fold, our Uttanasana, take another deep inhalation. Exhale one more time. As you start to rise, tuck the sacral region under and let each vertebrae start to undulate one upon the other, coming in forward with the chin towards the chest and rolling up slowly. Find your breath. Once those shoulders relax down, let the crown of the head lean up. Sweep the arms up overhead, and you're going to gather the fingers together, extending in through the index and the thumb. So bind all other fingers. And then feel the ears and the biceps coming together. Take another full inhale. As you exhale, half moon to the right side. Feeling more weight coming into that right foot, you're going to rise the left leg off of the earth. Doesn't matter how high it goes, just find your steadiness by breathing and remaining centered. Take an exhale, planting the left foot back down, gazing out, feel the bind of the arms. Exhale, bend into the left half moon. Find that nice encouragement to be steady and then rise up the right leg. Now if you fall out of the pose, good. You found your edge and then you brush yourself off and you get back on it. Bring those beautiful feet back together. Take the gaze up. You're going to bend into your elbows and bring those universal mudra to the back of the neck. Don't let the elbows fray out. You want to frame the head with those beautiful arms. And then shift the pelvic floor forward. Take a gaze up and then find this nice upper back bend as you use the core to strengthen you. Come back through that neutral as you gaze forward, hinging through the hips. You're going to lead with your heart. Keep the arms where they are, and then gently forward fold with these bound arms. Take a full shifting of the weight forward so you're not heavy in the heels. It's just a transition. Release the hands to the earth. Hands will come either next to the ankles on the earth to find Ardha Uttanasana. Hands are also welcome to come to the shins, the knees, and even the thighs if you need that modification. As you exhale, belly button comes in, you're going to fold back into that nice forward fold. Plant your hands around the pinky toes and really get them steady. Now if the palms won't go flat, all you have to do is bend your knees so the palms can flatten and be your foundation. And then step the left foot back so it's nice and long. You're on the ball of the foot. Step the right foot back to meet it. And you have this nice plank pose. Now here you want to be in that plank. Straight line from the heels to the hips. Hips to the shoulders, shoulders to the crown of the head. So don't come into the arching of the bum way up in the air. And don't drop the pelvic floor and lift up. You want to come into that nice neutral plank here. Find your breath. Encourage the strengthening just occurring slowly. Notice the change. Breathe in and breathe out. Next exhalation, zip in the core so you can rise all the way to downward dog, separating those feet, letting the heels melt towards the opposite corners of the mat and drop in that heart and then the head. Let your head be free. Maybe move it around a little bit side to side, maybe forward and back, but you're pushing through the earth, my friends. You're not holding your body up here. This is a restorative pose. It should feel like one. Find this nice inhalation as you expand through the lower belly and draw it in as you let it out. Take one more full inhale. Next exhale, draw the knees back to the earth so you find them planting. Uncurl your toes and pull those loving hands underneath the shoulders again. Inner elbows are facing each other. You're going to draw the right knee more midline, left bent knee rises. You breathe into this open space. As you exhale, draw the nose and knee together underneath the heart. Feel the contraction of the belly. Inhale, rise it back up and lift up the chin. Exhale, draw it back in so you can control that breath. Use the belly strength. Inhale, rise it back up. Lift up the throat here. Feel your steadiness. As you exhale for that third time, really make the contraction count. And then inhale, rise it back up again. Find this opportunity to feel the strengthening that's occurring. Curl the right toes under and then dance off the right knee as you lift up to that nice three-legged dog. Breath is strong, so come into that pranayama because that is the heart of yoga. And that's what we're doing, is just breathing here. All the postures will make their way. Take another inhale. As you exhale, left knee comes into the heart and then the foot steps right in between the hands. Draw the right foot up to meet it, taking Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back in, letting that whole body melt over those thighs. And notice, this is your more extended forward fold because we're changing. It happens every time we do something on our mats. Relax the hands by rotating the palms up. Let yourself just simmer here. Feeling all the sweetness of extension and letting stress just roll right up the crown of your head into your mats. Take another deep, full inhalation. Take a longer exhalation. As you start to feel the inhalation again, imagine the ribs separating to let that fresh air in. As you exhale, start to roll up.
one vertebrae at a time, feeling yourself really tucking under the tail to round up and feel the undulation of the spine. Every breath is yours.
As you rise the arms up, you find those palms kissing, intertwine all the fingers except index and thumb. You're going to lift up towards the stars, more weight into that left leg as you half moon to the left side. Let us dance the right leg back up into the air. Energy through the heel. So flex into that foot. Find your steadiness. Use your core. Take another inhale. Exhale the right foot back down. Take a gaze up. As you half moon to the right side, more weight into the right leg, and this left leg will dance up. Now who cares if you fall out of the pose? Only you do, friends. So just find the breath, encourage the length, and take the leg wherever it'll go. Bring that left foot back down to plant big toes together, gaze up. You're going to bend into both elbows, bringing that universal mudra behind the neck. Shift the pelvic floor forward. Find the lift of the body, gaze up at the stars, smile here, and then draw your gaze forward, soften it, and we're going to hinge through the hips so we can have this nice forward fold again. And then notice how things are altering. It's slow. Release the bind of the fingertips to the earth. Take the hands closer to those ankles, on the shins, on the knees, on the thighs, whatever you need for that flat spine, lifting up the throat. Draw in that lower belly and fold back into that Uttanasana, feeling the space. Now make sure your hands are directly under the shoulder. That means you want to frame the pinky toes. And again, if you need to bend the knees to get the hands down, do it. Work with your body. It is your partner. You're going to step the right leg back and make it long and strong. Step the left leg back to meet it. Now squeeze in those inner thighs. Feel your breathing. Cycle through that energetic breath as you allow it to be your guide. Next inhalation, rise up through the belly button to come into that nice downward dog. Feel the tailbone lifting, the heart melting, and free yourself of any stress here. This is your time to be with you, to notice the changes, and to really feel the breath moving through the body. That's all that mandatory is, that breath. Everything else is secondary. Take your gaze forward, find this extension as you lift up onto the balls of the feet. As you exhale, bend the knees. Take this nice stretched dog, lift the tail up and push through the arms. And now come through this nice downward dog again, finding a lengthening through the heels. We're going to take a restorative pose for a moment. Lift onto the balls of the feet, gaze at the fingertips, bend your knees. You're going to draw the big toes together, separate the knees nice and wide, and then sink your hips onto your heels, melting the belly and heart right in between your thighs for this nice child's pose. Breathe in here and breathe out. Let your body just melt as you feel the sensation of noticing you, and coming into that loving relationship again with this body, just the way that it is. Taking breaths, expanding, settling in. So maybe today you're feeling a little bit small. Maybe today you're feeling a little inconsequential. But also the opposite is there, that you're very large and you're so very important. So we can be all aspects of this. So find the joy that brings a smile to your face and set it into your mind's eye now. Taking 2 more breaths here in this child's pose, or balasana. Next exhalation, the belly button will come in. You start to gaze forward, zipping in the belly. We help our bodies rise off of the earth, back to this nice table pose, bringing the inner elbows to face each other. Left knee comes in, right bent knee rises with an inhale. As you exhale, draw in that nose and knee into the heart. Inhale, rise it back up. Exhale, pull it in, watching the core, energizing here. Inhale, rise it back up.
Third time, you're going to draw it in. Use the belly. Curl the left toes under. As you rise it up, lift off the left knee and follow that energy by pushing through the hands. Take your breath. As you exhale, right knee into the heart, the footsteps in between the hands. Left foot comes up to meet it. It's your halfway forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Zip in the belly, fold back in, surrender any tensions, and then sweep up this time by tucking the sacral region, lifting with the back of the heart. Gather all the fingers together except index and thumb. Take a beautiful inhale, half moon to the left side, more weight into that left leg, right leg dances up wherever it can go. Draw big toes back together, heels separated, gaze up. Exhale as you half moon to that right side. Start to lift up the left leg. Feel that space. Use the belly, use the breath. Bringing big toes back together, heels an inch apart. Gazing up, bend into the elbows. Take that nice upper back bend as you breathe in. As you exhale, flow into that nice forward fold. Dropping in here, letting everything surrender. Surrender the hands. Come up halfway to that Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, fold in, plant the hands around the pinky toes. Step the left foot back and the right foot back to meet it. Find the inhalation. Find the exhalation. Now, keeping in this nice plank conformation of the body, we want to drop both knees down and relax the tops of the feet. Now we're going to do a modified form of your Chaturanga Dandasana. So you want to pull the heart through the thumbs. You want that line of the chest to be right in line with those thumbs. As you exhale, lower the elbows towards the waist and the ribs, and then hover at that 90 degree, pulling in the belly. From here, go ahead and lower down the belly and the thighs and come up to that cobra pose. Keeping those beautiful elbows tucked in towards the waistband. Relax the glutes, relax the back of the legs. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bring the forehead back to the earth. You're going to extend the arms next to the hips, keeping them elevated. Lift up through the arms and the legs and the heart. Find this locust pose as you breathe in and you breathe out. Feel your strength. Taking your breath, guiding you right where you need to be. Opening up, soaring through your day. Bring in the love, the light, the laughter. As you exhale, bring those palms back underneath you. Feel the bottoms and tops of the feet relaxing. You're finding this opportunity to come through table pose. As you lengthen through the elbows, find table again. Breathe here. Right knee will come in as the left knee will rise. The toe is pointed, the chin lifts. We find extension. We're using that piriformis muscle in the hips here. As you exhale, zip in the belly, draw the knee and the nose together underneath your heart. Inhale, lift it back up. As you exhale, draw in that knee and the nose. Feel the contraction of the core. Find your strength. Inhale, lift it right back up. As you exhale, draw in that nose and knee. Hold it here. Curl your right toes under as you dance off the right knee. The left leg will rise up towards the heavens. And then surrender the head. Push through the earth with the palms. Let your right heel fall towards the earth wherever it will go. And it matters not if it touches, just let it extend. Draw the left knee into the heart, the footsteps in between the hands. Right foot comes up to meet it. It's Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back in, surrender, let everything settle. Notice the change now as you grow and you expand and you feel those arms reaching up overhead, intertwining all fingers except index and thumb. Inhale. Exhale to your left side as you open up the obliques of the abdomen. Dance up the right foot. Find extension. Feel the steadiness of that rooting of your left foot. Bring the big toes back together, heels separated. Gaze up, inhale. Exhale, half moon to the right. Lift up that left leg, finding extension. Whoa, if you fall out of it, who cares, right? We lift back up, we dance back up. We're just practicing, it's not a performance. Bring the big toes back together, find those heels slightly separated, gaze up. Bend those elbows, bringing that universal mudra behind the neck. Take the pelvic floor forward, use the core, and come into the nice upper back bend. Go where you feel comfortable. Draw in the belly as you exhale. You're going to dive into that nice forward fold, relaxing the heart and head. Weight is more forward on the balls of the feet. Relax the hands to the earth. Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthens and sets the spine. That's why we do it. Not only because it looks nice during the flow, but it has a purpose. Draw in as you flatten down the hands next to those pinky toes. Right leg steps back, and then the left leg steps back to meet it. It's plank pose, friends. This is not plank. Dumping into the belly and lifting up the hips is also not plank. Find that nice plank. So if a wood plank was on the heels, it would touch the crown of the head and touch the whole back body. Take another breath. As you exhale, the knees will come to the earth. Relax the tops and the bottoms of the feet. Shift your heart through your thumbs so there's a natural shift to draw in the right energy. Exhale to that beautiful Chaturanga Dandasana, modified form. You can modify anything. Take a full breath, lower down the belly and that beautiful thighs, and then rise to Cobra. Feel the shoulders away from the ears, the back body opening. Take 2 full breaths here as you imagine yourself growing and changing slowly. Next exhalation, the forehead will come down onto the earth. Arms will lengthen, they'll stay in the air, and then you'll rise up to that locust. Breathe. So maybe you rock a little forward and back just because your breath is so strong that that's the movement that you're finding. It's a natural movement. Find another full intention of breathing here. Lower the legs back to the earth. Tuck the palms back underneath those shoulders. You're going to find the extension of the elbows as you bend the knees simultaneously, coming back through a table, coming into your child's. Big toes kiss, knees separate, lower down the belly and the heart. Find yourself expanding those fingertips forward so that you can really come into the settling in. So as you use your breath, imagine the wind blowing. The wind blowing trees, branches, the changes of the season. We all flow on this air. So let yourself flow slowly and steadily, friends. We're not going to change overnight. We grow. Allow yourself to breathe here for 3 more lovely breaths. Finding that inhale, finding that exhale. Next exhalation, draw the belly button in. Gazing forward, start to bring the hands back underneath you, coming back through that table pose. Now really separate those knees. Let the tops of the feet relax, inner elbows gaze at each other. We're going to curl the toes under. We're going to lift into downward dog, finding that relaxation of the head. Let your body be in this nice upside down V. And you're pushing through the earth. You're zipping in the belly. You're not holding the body up here. This is not a plank. This is downward dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Take your gaze forward, find the breath. You can rise onto the balls of the feet and bend the knees. Taking a stretch dog here to extend and connect. Come right back to that downward dog. Find yourself gazing forward, lift onto the balls of the feet, bend your knees. You're gently just going to walk the feet all the way through the hands, coming back down onto those sits bones. Extend the legs straight out in front of you. Find Dandasana, this nice staff pose. There's energy here, so we're not sitting here reading our iPod or reading a book all rounded over our computers. We're actually lengthening the body. Sits bones are balanced. Hands come slightly back, but not behind the hips. Slightly back near the linear part of your hips. Take a breath here. Close your eyes. Feel the sensation of the changes that have occurred in this short period of time. Feeling maybe the heart beating more quickly, the breath being deeper, you feel warmer. Bring that light and joy right to this heart center. As you start to open the eyes softly for that drishti, it's really soft and centered. Sweep the arms up, take your gaze up with it to extend. As you exhale, bring the arms parallel to the legs. Now don't let the shoulders round forward, don't hunch the back. You want to find a nice opening for the back of the heart. And then we're going to slowly gaze past our fingertips and roll down to the earth, letting all of the sensation of connecting each vertebrae occur. Remembering to breathe as you lower down. The body loves that fresh breath. As you plant yourself onto the earth, hands come next to your hips. Rise the legs up so you find this open space. Bottoms of the feet are flat on the stars. And maybe imagine yourself holding something important to you on the bottom of your feet. Exalt it. Settle into this breath. Feel the continuous breathing as you allow this pranayama to be very active. And then sweetly bend the knees into heart center. You're going to wrap your arms around those knees and tuck the forehead to the knees as you give yourself a gratitude-filled hug. Thanking yourself for taking care of you right here and now. From here, we're going to extend the legs as wide as our mats. We're going to feel the planting of that sacral region. The back of the head will lay softly on the earth, and our palms will rotate up for a receiving mudra. Find the eyes closing. Let's take a deep, full breath through the nostrils. Open our mouths and say ah. Ah. And then we come into our Shavasana, that relaxation, that center of you. Now, anytime you're practicing, if you want to put on soft Pandora music or something in the background, go ahead. Feel something that's going to bring some happiness to you. Now notice the vibrations of this practice and how you feel changed. Hopefully the mind is more softly focused on the breath. The heart is more expansive. You're more centered. So yes, my friends, life is beautiful. Life is also difficult. So find your peace here on your mat every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, so that you can join in the happiness and share it with everyone else. Let's take a few more breaths here. Start to bring the tips of the thumb to the tips of those fingers and touch every single one of them. Coming into a little bit of action here. Start to wiggle your toes. Maybe you want to rotate your wrists and ankles outward. Maybe you want to rotate them inward. That's really great for your joints. Next inhalation, sweep the arms up overhead. Bring those legs together. Find your intention for the rest of today. Draw your knees into that heart center. And then roll onto your favorite side, finding this nice fetal pose. Leave behind what no longer serves you and gather with you what you'd like to take off your mat with you. Pressing the top palm into the earth, we're going to make our way to a seat so that we can close together in this yoga community. Any seat that makes you feel good. Could be legs straight out in front of you. They don't have to be bent. Let your shoulders draw down and back. Pull your belly button in. Find this peace. Sweeping the arms up, gather the strength of your intention of noticing change. Bring the thumbs to the forehead and flood the mind with nice thoughts. Bring your thumbs to your lips and allow your words to be strong yet soft. Bringing your thumbs to your heart center as we bow our chins and close our eyes. I thank you for taking the time for you and to sharing your time with me. May the rest of your day be filled with your strength here that was on the mat. The breath, and then noticing that the only thing that's continuous is change itself. Namaste. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.